Everywhere you look, another company is releasing their own version of the Metaverse. Ever since Facebook changed its name to Meta, it's like an arms race to who can own the Metaverse. But what most people don't realize is that the Metaverse won't be owned by any of these companies. In fact, it won't be owned by any company at all. It's going to be decentralized, permissionless, and open, just like the internet. In this video, we'll dive into Apple, Meta, and Microsoft's plans for the Metaverse, and why they're gonna fail unless they adopt crypto as a core part of their platform. These three tech companies are in the best position to capitalize on the Metaverse. Why? Because they have the most money and distribution. Each company is positioning themselves in a different way to capitalize on this trend. But who's going to come out on top? Meta has the largest distribution engine on our list. With about 3.6 billion monthly active users, it controls the information of half of the planet. No other company has this kind of reach. So this gives Zuck a huge advantage when it comes to onboarding people into his vision of the Metaverse. But what is that vision exactly? You could argue that the Metaverse already exists, with games like Fortnite hosting concerts to Minecraft recreating fantasy worlds. But Zuck's vision of the Metaverse is a virtual reality one, a world where we work and play online. With most companies allowing remote work, it's easy to see why VR is vastly superior to Zoom meetings.
And there are already a lot of things that I think feel significantly better than like typical Zoom meetings, even though the avatars are a lot lower fidelity. The idea that you have spatial audio, you're around a table in VR with people. If someone's talking from over there, it sounds like it's talking from over there. You can see, the arm gestures and stuff feel more natural. You can have side conversations, which is something that you can't really do in Zoom. I mean, I guess you can text someone over or like out of band, but if you're actually sitting around a table with people, you can lean over and whisper to the person next to you and like have a conversation that you can't, that you can't really do with video communication.
But that's not the only reason Zuck is pushing VR so hard. While Meta is a global juggernaut when it comes to reach, it's still at the mercy of Apple and Google because almost all of their products are just software. We recently saw how vulnerable they are when Apple implemented a privacy update on all iPhones. Apple is going all in on protecting its users' privacy. What they did recently was change the way that app permissions work. If an app wants to track you, they have to specifically ask for your consent. When presented with this prompt, most people don't choose to be tracked. This single update cut Meta's revenue by $10 billion. If Apple wants to enter the VR space, Zuckerberg will have to fight extremely hard just to keep his company alive. That's why Meta bought Oculus for $2 billion back in 2014. Zuckerberg knows how dependent his business is on other companies, and Oculus is the only chance he has to become more vertically integrated. Apple makes the bulk of their revenue from hardware sales. About 80% of their profits come from iPhone, Mac, iPad, and accessories. They're so large that if you spin off just their AirPods division into a separate company, it would be in the S&P 500 by itself. Apple has mastered marketing, design, and manufacturing. When they enter a new product category, the entire market shifts with them. Just last year, they stopped shipping a charging brick with their iPhones. What happened immediately afterwards? All other Android phones follow suit. A few years before that, they got rid of the headphone jack, a controversial move at the time. And within 1 year, the headphone jack was extinct. If Apple were to release a VR headset, it would get mass market adoption almost instantly. There have been rumors of the Apple VR and AR glasses for a few years now, and all signs seem to suggest that they're getting ready to release something new. Apple is notorious for only releasing products after the technology has been fully developed and tested in the real world. In 2018, they started putting LiDAR cameras in their iPad Pro lineups. Starting with the iPhone 12 Pro, all Pro iPhones now have a LiDAR sensor as well. Adding this sensor was a tactical move. It actually makes the experience of using an iPhone much better, and it gives Apple a chance to battle test their hardware for future products. Here's how it works. The LiDAR sensor helps the iPhone camera focus on a subject much more accurately, giving you better portrait and low light photos. It also enables new features like the Measure app which lets you measure real-world objects without needing a measuring tape. This sensor is going to be critical for hand tracking in a VR headset. If it's put in smart glasses, it can project AR images directly in your field of view. A LiDAR sensor also fits into Apple's narrative of privacy, because it's not like a regular camera, which is why the Google Glass had failed.
It's very much one of these where they're clearly not looking in front of you. They're reading something like something's hovering up above your head, and you're like, what are you looking at over me? They're looking at the thing in the top half of their vision.
Apple's custom silicon chips have a built-in AI engine, which supercharges the iPhone. It outperforms every other phone on the market. A chip like this could let Apple offload all of their computing required for a VR headset to happen on the phone. Doing this has several advantages. Most people already have an iPhone, and this would also free them up to making a lighter and more compact headset and smart glasses. They would use their AirDrop technology so that all the data can transfer directly from the headset to the phone wirelessly. Their AirPod Pros already have spatial audio, and they're extremely lightweight. Combined with transparency mode, and you practically forget that you're even wearing them. Apple practically has all the parts they need to make this a reality, and if you look around today, nobody wears smart glasses. They could create an entirely new product category like they did with the Apple Watch. Microsoft is taking a slightly different approach. Their HoloLens is going to be very useful for their enterprise customers, but for consumers, Microsoft wants to be device agnostic. They're doing this by buying up gaming studios and going all in on cloud computing. While Apple and Meta fight over hardware, Microsoft is busy trying to actually build the Metaverse. And with their $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard, they might actually be the company that comes out on top. Because for all of this to work, the Metaverse needs to have the following traits. 1. The hardware needs to be comfortable to wear. 2. The Metaverse needs to be immersive. It needs to feel like you're actually there. This doesn't mean it needs fancy graphics. It just needs to be good enough to trick your brain into forgetting you're standing in your living room. And 3. We need digital property rights. This is critical if we're to truly adopt it on the same scale that we adopted smartphones. For you to truly own your items, they need to be minted as NFTs. That means if I buy a digital item, whether it's a virtual house, land, or even a hat, I know I'll be able to take those items with me from one metaverse to another. And if I want to sell those items, I could do that on any marketplace of my choice. If you're still confused about how that works, here's one way to think about it. You know when you take a picture on your phone, that picture has metadata attached to it. You can think of this as a fingerprint for that photo. So even if someone were to take a picture of this photo, their metadata would be different from mine. The blockchain basically stores this metadata for all NFTs. Then a metaverse like Minecraft could reference the blockchain and see, hey, Kesh owns Nike NFT sneakers. Let's import that into our world. And when I enter Minecraft, my Nike sneakers will be rendered in the same graphics as the rest of the world. If I go into Fortnite, those same sneakers will be rendered in Fortnite graphics, and so on and so forth. Blockchains are the key technology that will enable a free and open internet. So while Meta, Apple, and Microsoft can build and own the hardware, they won't own the metaverse. We're actually closer than you think to being fully immersed in VR. To see exactly how close we are, check out this video where I show you all the tech that's about to come out in the next few years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.